My name is Aisha Brian. Many thanks for choosing us. 11 communities in Garu district want government to fulfill promises of connecting them to the national grid. The residents say they are deprived in that Garu district of the Upper East region, and they are unhappy about the delay by government to connect the areas to the national electricity grid. According to them, 3 years ago, the district assembly had begun work to bring electricity to their areas, but after the electricity poles and transformers were transported to the communities, the work suddenly stalled. They're therefore hoping that an announcement by the district chief executive that the work will continue this year will not remain a mere promise, but will materialize as soon as possible. Correspondent Albert Sori has more.
The 11 communities are across 6 electoral areas in the Garu district. The communities include Kolsuga, Pialugu, Kugupiela, Yiziduk, Bantafargu, Dusbuliga, among others. Development is gradually expanding in these communities, but they are currently without electricity, making life difficult for the residents. According to the people who live in these communities, they have to go long distances to other communities just to be able to charge their phones. Economic activities which require the use of electricity are also affected.
It has affected us a lot. We have been suffering. You see that if you turn, you see there is a store here. If you go forward, there is another one there. There are others around where we need to be selling certain things, where we need electricity to operate. We don't have electricity. We have to buy fuel to use generators. Now fuel prices went up. So all those stores have been closed down. For electricity, a lot of problems. Our mothers need electricity to do a lot of works, economic work that will give them profits. But because of the lack of the electricity, they are also sitting down there. They don't have anything to do.
Where you can stock your water or your drinks and take it to the market and then sell and get something. Here in the Kolsogo community, this thing is not happening. There's no light here. Because there's no light, children travel from here to town to go and watch news, to also know what is happening in the country. But I think if there's light in the community here, there will be televisions whereby children and people get educated about what is happening in Ghana.
Students in these communities are compelled to use torchlights or candles to be able to revise their notes at night.
Because we are students, and anytime we go to school and we come in the night to revise, there is no always light for us to revise. We have to always travel from a far away place before we can get electricity to revise our notes. We have been praying and also talking to the authorities to help us to see whether we can get the electricity.
3 years ago, the Garu District Assembly had begun work to connect these 11 communities to the national electricity grid. The people were excited when they saw that electricity poles and transformers had arrived for the work to be done. But their excitement was short-lived as the work was not continued since then. District Chief Executive for Garu, Osman Musa, says plans are far advanced to connect the 11 communities to the national electricity grid in the first quarter of this year as part of government's rural electrification project.
In totality, we have up to 11 communities that have had progress of work at different levels. Kolsuga, in particularly where we are standing, the whole community has been wired. The lights has been stepped into the houses. Each house has been equipped with a meter. The high tension provision has been made. The low tension provision has been made. Transformers has been installed. But then from the preliminary checks, some poles will need to be replaced as they have been weakened because of they have stayed for long and they will need to be replaced. This among the 11 communities, we are determined as an assembly to power them in this first quarter of the year. About 49 other communities have been awarded materials under the SHEP project. And so we are also working closely with the Ministry of Energy to get all the materials delivered.
For the people of the Garu district, it is their hope that the DCE's words do not only remain mere promises, but will come to fruition as soon as possible. For Joy News, Albert Sorry, reporting from Garu.